honored to have Mr. Sanjiv Prasad, Vice President and Head of Power and Utilities at RIL DMD. Sanjiv is a seasoned professional with 25 plus years of experience, adept at visionary leadership in fast paced settings. He oversees sustainability, energy transition, operational efficiency, HSEF, and more for a petrochemical complex. With a track record of 30 plus awards for energy conservation, he has led the transition from coal to biomass and commissioned plants. Managing 450 plus staff, he supervises a 220 kV grid connected 520 MW power plant and a standalone solar facility, ensuring uninterrupted utilities. Today, Mr. Prasad will talk about digitalization and data analytics. So let's welcome Mr. Prasad.
Yes, when we say a substation means something where there is a power source, incoming power source, there is an outgoing connection that is there. So there are multiple things that needs to be managed there. It starts with a transformer, which is there as the source of power. If it is to be let down, it is let down to the transformer, and then you have got a bus, then you have got a distribution system against which it is supplied, whether it is for a utility or it is for a plant. Digitization is something that has started gaining attention of people as of now. A lot has been talked by Mr. Goel. Almost every part of digitization he has touched. There is nothing that he has left out for anybody else to talk in terms of digitization. So everything he has talked of, yes, it makes relevance. But yes, everything makes relevance in terms of as to what we are to gain out of it. Any user, whether it is a government user or it is a non-government user or a private sector utility, they will invest on something on digitization only when there is something to gain out of it. It depends largely what do you get out of digitization. See, it is an age of information. It is an age of data. You can analyze your problem as much as you have got a data. So for data, you need to measure that data. Again, it is dependent if you want to digitize something, whether your equipments are new one or they are old one. Say old mechanical relays and all provided in the system, you cannot connect them. You need to change over to numerical relays, and then you need to pick up data from there, and then that data needs to get in where you want to. Numerical relays of both the types are available, whether you want to take the data through LAN connection to somewhere, or you want to leave it there only, and every time you have got a failure, you get to that place and analyze it. But largely, as rightly told by Mr. Goel, you need an integrated data system. Unless and until all information is available at one place under one time synchronized system, you will not be able to find out as to where the failure had occurred and what initiated the failure. As I told you, it always depends. When will you invest? You'll invest only when you say your cost of interruption is very high. So if cost of interruption is very high, so you obviously invest on digitization so that your reliability improves. How does your reliability improve? You come to know of, preempt the failures. You preempt that something is going wrong. Some measurement is higher, some measurement is lower. You compare to your regular numbers and then you find out, yes, this is the time I need to check it. This is the time I need to do these things before I see any failure. So preempting a failure is an important part of digital data collection. Now getting to this digital data collection, entire data collected, largely if an organization is large, you will get into electrical management system or an energy management system whereby the entire information is dumped. But then it is also dependent on what all is being measured. You measure it and whether that system is capable of transferring everything to the next system, whether it can communicate with the other system, whichever is the integrator. They may be from two different manufacturers, so that will pose a challenge when you start integrating that information. Only part of the information will be given. It will also depend on how well you configure that information into your system, how well you convert them into alarms, how well you convert them into warnings, how well you maintain that system. It is also important about not only digitizing or investing on digitization, but maintaining those systems. Yes, one of the lacunas with digitization or with electrical software systems still that in my experience I have seen is electrical softwares that are used, they are not to the same level as they are done for the control systems. Like if you get into a distributed control system, those DCS and all will have more redundancy, much better written softwares. These softwares are not as good, neither do they have the same level of redundancy and all. This is something that you will find with best of the system and best of the suppliers. I can tell you, I'll not name the supplier. We have got a facility whereby the same supplier has given an electrical management system and a DCS. The DCS is managed much better by the very same company, whereas electrical management system is not managed that well. The software does not take care of everything. Memories get filled. So these are places where people need to work, where they need to provide better services. Even the relay level software that you see, they are not like, say, if you simply say what a relay is something which a numerical relay, when you talk of it, assimilates all the measurement that is there, and then it gives an output. Output largely will be a trip. Otherwise, it will generate an alarm signal. Alarm signal is important only when you notice it, or you get it, or that gets into your system. So that needs to be written with a simple in a simple language. Instead, it becomes so complex that day-to-day user is not able to handle it. You need somebody called what should I call it? Electrical software engineer. A specific you may need somebody of that sort, because that is something I find that there's a place where people need to work on. Unless and until people work on that, that digitization will not give the right kind of experience. So digitization experience out of the substation, it depends on cost, depends on the quality of digitization that is offered, depends on the way that digitization is maintained. So this will help going a long way into improving the reliability of the substations. When we say reliability, we forget one part of it that the world is talking now is sustainability. Even a small trip, yes, you are denting away into, you are adding something more. So you are starting some transformers, you are putting in more current, you are using more power, you are using more energy. So in this world where sustainability is the buzzword, you should not be looking at any interruptions whatsoever. If you do not look at any interruptions, yes, you need to measure well, you need to digitize your system, you need to get the entire information at one place, whereby you trend the entire thing, you find what caused the failure. Largely, this will help you in carrying out a root cause analysis as to what initiated the entire thing. Many a times what happens, if you do not have the right kind of data, it takes almost 3-4 failures to find out as to what led to it. Whatever we see largely happens to be effects. We do not see the cause itself. And it takes a lot of time before we reach to the root cause of it. So if we want to reach to the root cause, yes, it is something that is need of the hour. If not the old ones, for the new ones, wherever people are going for purchase, they should be looking for digitization. Even smaller things like fast bus transfer is again a product of digitization only. You measure at multiple places and you carry out changeover even before something fails. So such arrangements are there that can be used and can improve reliability and reduce interruptions in power supply wherever there are substations. So this is something that will go a long way around in improving sustainability, reliability, and data analytics for a substation. So hope so I have covered whatever you are looking for. Okay. If there is anything that I have missed upon or any specifics that you are looking for, please do tell me.
Thank you, Mr. Prasad, for sharing your views on digitalization and data analytics.